So a track made by 20 separate creators across all 3 platforms. 33 miles. We all work together for once. 255 checkpoints. Only possible in Project Homecoming, obviously, because of the lack of prop and checkpoint limit. Let's give it a go. So we've got a different creator creating 20 different, like, so there's 20 sections, all letter, like a letter designated to each of them, A to V. Supposedly you can see those letters when one new section starts, but some are easier to spot than others. Side quest is to spot them all. There's B. That one's easier to spot. So we're going to have a very different sort of styles of track within sort of one big track. One massive track, but because it's made by 20 different people, each section's going to have its own style, its own... Is section B JB's section? Because it's all custom. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of custom parts, to be fair, because yeah, there's only so much road you can use. No Obst. Okay. Benstorr's section first, followed by Obst. Yeah, you're gonna have to keep me up to date on whose section. I see the German flag in the cover or that. Oh, what the? Something broke there. Is that C on the ground? Are we into C now? I'm never going to remember any of this for the second lap. Cilicians. Yeah, you guys can tell me in the chat when we get to like each section, each new section, tell me who created it, and I'll just quickly mention it every time. I believe it's in the description of the race though, all the creators and the order that their sections are done in. There's D. We're into D. Oh, that D was short. Now we're in E. So D was Brady's, E is Abot, so that's like PS4 and then Xbox. There's F. I'm not concentrating at all on like learning it or driving it. I'm just trying to take it all in, the fact that there's this amazing track that's 33 miles long, created by 20 different people. Yeah. Okay, that's tricky. Dirtrash is F. G is R2X. Are we in G? Did I miss the G? I think I missed it. So it's mostly custom sections. Was that a mandate that it generally had to be all custom? How did you guys even do this? Alright, we're into H now. I saw H. Like, did you decide on the order of people first, and then like one person did the first bit, and then only after that had happened could the next person do the next bit, and you know, so on? And obviously importing all of those little sections of track into Project Homecoming. The track guys on Project Homecoming have done a good job there as well, to stitch all of this together. Oh yeah, it was organised by Benchwarmer, wasn't it? Benchwarmer set out connection points that we had to use. Okay. Good idea. I know Benchwarmer organised it. Was it like his idea as well to just do this from the start? Like, very good idea. Link up coordinates of props and everyone has to go from one side of one to the other of the... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good way to do it. Okay. Are the connection points the grey bits of road, like the grey props? Flaming in K. I've missed out a few names, so I'm just going to stop saying the names of all the sections and enjoy the track. And if anybody's interested, there, those grey bits, are those the connection points? Yeah, they are. Okay, right. Yeah, that's a clever way to do it. Oh, I recognise this. We just raced on this in the random all. This is Tsnobody section, I'm guessing. I love that Project Homecoming exists to allow us to be able to like experience something like this. Like such a collaborative effort from those guys in the content creator hub, which is the place to go if you ever want help with your tracks or anything. Am I right that there's no M on the track? Why is there no M section? Or at least it didn't say that there was in the description. But yeah, if Project Homecoming didn't exist, this wouldn't exist. You know, this wouldn't be possible to race on. L and M were merged together. Okay. Like, long tracks for the sake of being long tracks don't interest me. But something like this is just fantastic because it's, you know, it's 20 different creators all coming together in a collaborative effort to make something bigger. Like it's really nice. I'm all for stuff like that. Is that O? This is very cool. God, I feel like I recognize the style of that part of the track. I wonder whose that was. It's funny, like everyone who has their own like style. Oh, we're into P. Ed for life. Oh, maybe not then. Maybe he just uses some of the similar props to someone else. But like everyone has their own style of creating tracks, and it's interesting to see those sort of differences all stitched together in one. That was a really nice hairpin, by the way, that prop above it with the shadows. Cute. This is just an experience. Tell you what, one thing I will say, this would make a great track for a random all. had to say it. S. I just spotted the S. It's just so good. Was a struggle. T. This is like the ultimate hot lap challenge track. Really cool sections as well. I hesitate to say that this is the longest track like that has probably ever existed in GTA, but it must certainly be the longest. Did I see V up there in the top corner? It must certainly be the longest that's actually good and created by competent people. Like, I'm sure there's hugely long tracks that people just place checkpoints around the map. G-Fred. And aren't really very good, but like the execution of this, for like, it's a proper track that actually has something about it, with, you know, good propping and all that kind of stuff. It's bloody 33 miles. For context, the North Loop is like 5.5 miles, I think. So we're coming on to lap 2 shortly, I think. And I can't remember anything about the lap. Better up your game with North Loop 2. It's so good. Yeah, I've lost track of the sections at this point as well. I have no idea where I'm at. Oh, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. 34.5 kilometers. So it's 21.5 miles. Okay. Not 33. It's 33, but 34 kilometers. Not 34 miles. Is that where the start grid's meant to be, by the way? Because Inssomniak said the start grid is in the wrong location. That looked like a very start griddy kind of place. Yeah, okay. And we're on to lap 2. Oh! Gee. What an excellent idea. A brilliant creation. Wonderful execution. And just a great experience for the meaning behind it. Like, it's really fun to drive on. It's great. But I think the nicer thing about this is, like, the fact that it's 20 people from across 3 separate platforms in a community coming together and making one thing. So the bowling balls and the bowling pin on the left there. I'm probably going to put this up on as a video on YouTube just because this deserves being showcased. So I'll put all the creators in the description, and each section. Props to those guys on Project Homecoming, the track creators as well. I'll put the track guys on there who helped to get it all together. And I'll put a load of like GG's basically in the description, because doing something like this and coming together and making this be a thing is just great, and I'm all for it. Ah, that was bad. I'd been driving so well up until that point. The top 5 were pretty close as well. Especially the top 3 are sort of like closed in. Yeah, you guys had a month to create your individual sections. That's cool. Still doing all of this in a month when it comes to like creating the separate sections part. It's amazing what can be done. Like when people come together. Like one person would have took a lot longer than a month to create this. But with 20 people, you can get a lot done. Ah, too much speed. Unfortunately, those on vanilla GTA will never experience it, I guess. Thank God we've got Project Homecoming to be able to import something like this. What an experience. When's the next one that has A to Z and 0 to 9? More creators, more sections. And yeah, that's true. Like this section, Tsnobody's made it into a track that we were on the previous random all for, and I'm sure that there's certain other creators who've made a track around a regular sized track around their own sections as well. Makes sense that that would be a thing. GG's to the creators, to the content creator hub, Discord, and just everyone involved in doing something like this. I'm totally a sucker for all that collaborative stuff. It's cool. Close fight at the front as well. Certainly between the top two, but it's been close between the top three all the way through. And yeah, I made that one mistake. Oh, that was close. Got to be careful in this section. Walls are not present in certain areas. I think that shows it better than anything else, how long this is, that we started racing around this track in the morning in game, and now we're at sunset and we haven't even done 2 laps yet. I really like this hairpin. Sorry I'm quiet, I'm just enjoying it. Enjoying the experience. If you want to know how it all went down, read the pinned messages in the #collaborative challenge channel on the Content Creator Hub Discord. Okay, I might just do that. Now I see why Insomniac said try to spot Kiwi section, because he's plastered his name right in the middle of it. Some really nice sections as well, that, like, considering it's made by 20 different people with 20 separate styles of creating tracks, it really does come together nicely. Amazing how close those top 4 have been. One mistake has cost me, I could have been sort of on the back of that. That's also another thing that shows you the quality of a track like this. None of us have played, or at least I haven't, but some of the people in here might have played the track before, but I haven't, and I've not really had any issues with knowing where to go. All the checkpoints are placed correctly, and you know, it's the little details like that that make the good creators good. God, that top 4 is really closed up right to the end. 20 checkpoints to go. Look at that top 4. Would have been a top 5 if not for that one mistake. "20 creators, 1 track" YouTube title. Maybe it should be. That probably works quite well to explain what you're about to see. Maybe I can add in 255 checkpoints. 20 creators, 255 checkpoints, 1 track. It's even got a pit lane. I tried to go around the outside, but it wasn't working. Stuck in that 5th place all the way through. Take a top 5 though. That's crazy. GG to everybody who was involved in the creation of that. Keep going at the end and you'll see how much of the track is loaded in at once. There, I reached the end. So it has to be actually loaded in parts as well. As you're racing around, but you only notice that when the race has ended and it doesn't need to load anything anymore. You run out of memory otherwise. Okay, well, 30-minute race. across 2 laps, and the top 2 finished 0.6 of a second apart. And the top 6 were only 10 seconds between. That's crazy.